the Vice Chancellor, the Dean of Students, the representative of the PS Ministry of Gender, my comrade and colleague, Colonel Edith Nakalema, the Guild President, the President of the Uganda National Students Association, and all the leaders and students. I want to thank particularly the Guild leadership who have worked closely with my sister and friend, Colonel Nakalema, for making this interaction possible. I actually learned about it, I think, it was I think the other day. And vigilant as Colonel Nakalema is always, when she told me about it, and she had some of your representatives in this office, in her office, and requested me to avail myself to this interaction, I thought was a huge opportunity for me. Talking about Makerere, coming here, I come here with a lot of nostalgia also. When a professor says this is a great university, you may not know how great it is. I joined Makerere in 1983, and it was the only university at that time in the country, admitting about 1,300 students, I think, with diplomas and degrees and certificates would be packed in that. To be at Makerere was a privilege, and it is still a privilege. By then, I think we are about possibly a total of about maybe 5,000, maybe 6,000, but now you are talking about maybe 40,000 plus. And it was not easy at that time. So when you get a leadership, the dean, the vice chancellor and his team, able to steer a giant of an institution, not only in the country, beyond the region, beyond the continent, beyond within the global circles, he has told you, and I have no reasons to doubt, because I've also had the opportunity to study outside in other universities. When he tells you that this is the most outstanding black university, I absolutely have no reason to doubt it, but to be proud. So thank you very much, Professor. I just wanted to underscore the point he made about intellectualism. When you step here, now you are university students, be analytical. We used to attend public dialogues and debates here at the university. The students, Makerere is known of intellectualism. Let's not be parochial. Let us not be swayed by sentiments in the social media. I have heard some people talking about convicts being appointed. Who would do that? Let's leave social media stuff to social media. Unless you have enough impeccable evidence, which you and me may not have, you may not have the ability to talk about certain things. But it is well and good to talk about them when you have done proper research like a university student. So, as we continue speaking, I would want to ride on his wisdom that now this is an environment of intellectuals. Let us discuss intellectually. The rest I will discuss when my time comes. Thank you very much.
Ima kiriru, e corruption z, A corruption Z. Cha. Hello. Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Lubega Vincent Insamba, the serving and 90th Guild President of Makerere University. Allow me to utilize this singular and extreme opportunity to recognize our chief guest, Brig.Gen Henry Isoke, the head of the State House Anti-Corruption Unit, our guest speaker, Colonel Edith Nakalema, the head of State House Investors Protection Unit, our representative from the Ministry of Gender, our dear Vice Chancellor, Prof. Barnabas Nawangwe, our Dean of Students, Doctor, she's a doctor, Winifred Kabumbuli. You are welcome to this very great debate. Our GRCs, the Guild Ministers, gallant Makererians, a very good afternoon. You know, when someone has been made to come from the back door for too long, even where there is no one, they will strive so hard to create one. At Makerere University, judging by its history, we've always been made to always make the road meet the rubber when we are demanding for some of our deliveries. But the 88th Guild deemed it fit to initiate this platform, which we've continued to utilize to solve a number of challenges that we have amidst the students' fraternity. And it has not only created peace, but also harmony between the two operating institutions, that is the management and the students' guild. And we are honestly thriving, because this continues to perpetuate and continues to show Makerere University as a beacon of intellectual capacity and influence, influencing national conversations, yet again instilling a culture of transformative and constructive discourse amongst students that even transcends beyond the walls of the university, thence shaping a future of dialogue and reasoned argumentation. You realize that corruption is not just a legal issue. It is a moral issue, it is a social issue, it is a political issue, it is an economic issue, and it permeates otherwise in every other facet of our lives, stifling growth, perpetuating inequality, and undermining the very foundation of our socio-economic structures. It is an impediment to accessing quality education, to accessing quality health care, and sustainable development in its entirety. But today we are blessed with an opportunity to unpack these challenges, share our perspectives, and possibly collaborate on the possible actionable solutions towards solving this cancer of corruption that is clearly ravaging our society. I wish you insightful and fruitful deliberations to this particular topic. We build for the future, for God and my country.
The Vice Chancellor, the Head of State House Anti-Corruption Unit, General Brigadier Isoke, the former head, General Edith Nakalema, the Guild and the Guild Cabinet, the DRCs and the fellow students. Good afternoon. Yeah, I want to start by bring this to the attention of this room. When Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, the Prime Minister of Singapore, when he came into power, he put it right to punish not the junior staff, but the senior staff. We, the youth of Uganda, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Ainerugaba Mohoz, a YATU student pursuing a bachelor's in population studies at the School of Statistics and Planning. I feel like with the youth, we feel like the head of state, our president, he's not with us in this struggle. Because, you know, like Professor Nawangwe said that corruption starts at home. But in my opinion, it starts when the head of state, those people in big offices, if they do corruption and they are not accounted, when they are not punished, it will lead corruption to continue. I want to quote, this is on record, our president once told the IGG that you should not over-investigate those people who steal money because they are going to take the money outside Uganda and invest it in other countries. To me, that is like you're sweetening corruption. You are catalyzing it because now it makes us, the youth, feel like that our president is not with us in this struggle. If I had access to the president, I would ask him what he meant. Maybe I misquoted him, but since we have the head of anti-corruption unit, maybe for him he had a discussion with the president and maybe he told him what he was really meaning, because that simply means that you're sweetening corruption. You're like, let corruption continue. And then the second event was our Minister of Finance, the Right Honorable Mathia Kasaija. I respect him so much. But when we were extending the airport, international airport, the extension, the country lost a lot of money. And he came on TV, a national TV, and then he was like, Ugandans, I'm very, very sorry. I signed the document when I had not read through. I was like, really? Are these the leaders we have? Because, and then the president, the man, the Right Honorable Mathia Kasaija, is still serving comfortable as the Minister of Finance. So that really shows that our president is not with us in this struggle. That's why even the youth sometimes get tempted to go on the streets to fight. But otherwise, we the youth of Uganda, we are very humble people. We like peace. We are not so that we are not.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, as we address these people, we need to put respect. But you need to understand one thing, that Ugandans are angry. Young people are angry. And we are angry because you come and sweeten, like he said. You come and make these things look like, you know, everything is right. I listened to Kano Edith Nakalema the night before the protest. I was in hiding, by the way. Because much as the Constitution says, Article 29, that you have the freedom to demonstrate, you can't be told that anytime soon they will pick you up. So I listened to that space in hiding. And Kano Edith Nakalema said, no, you know, we can talk about these things. And they keep saying that your method does not provide solutions. Now we are here dialoguing. What is the solution then? And this is not the first dialogue that is happening. There has been corruption. Medical interns have protested all through. They had a dialogue with the president. This year, they are back on the street. So then what was the use of that dialogue? And the president says that, you know, if they paid for you for 5 years, what's wrong with paying for you for the last year to do internship? But at the end of the day, the things that hurt us, the things that are pushing us to the streets are, one, that you have a minister who is censured by parliament, and then the next appointment, they appointed minister again. How do you want to prove to us that these things affect you? While we are watching our mothers die in hospitals while giving birth because there is no condenser or the generator cannot turn on, yet you have a Speaker of Parliament buying a generator for her residential home. And then when we come and say, you know, we are tired of having these conversations with you, because when we have these conversations, the Speaker will tell you, like she told Theodore, shut up or say whatever nonsense you want to say. But you still want us to come and have dialogue with you, yet you do not pay us the same respect to have dialogue with us. It is a power dynamic. We are listening to people that tell us to shut up. So the only option we have now is to make you listen to us in a different manner. So if you want to know why we are on the streets, it is because we are angry. If you want to know why we are angry, it is because you do not provide solutions to us, but you keep saying one thing to us, let us dialogue, but these dialogues have not given us a solution.
Thank you so very much. I want to stand on the protocol that has been observed already. This event today is a clear indication that corruption is in existence, especially in Uganda. When you find yourself in the middle of an ocean and the sky is blue, you may only keep rotating and you may never find direction unless you become conscious enough to get a compass for direction. I'm sorry, I'm here to inform us that corruption is going to be here for long. I'm going to draw your attention to 2016 general elections. It was unique in a way that we had people who had long served in the government, and many political actors and influencers critiqued a particular candidate and was like, there is no change you're going to bring to Uganda since you have been part of this government that has been serving. And another thing, he was critiqued of deliberating on some policies that were now affecting him in his ambitions of becoming the president. I'm bringing this, and I'm not going to be specific on some factors, since we all witnessed the election, and it is not the topic of discussion today. I am just drawing a basis on it for my discussion. My submission is that today we are not going to say something that has not been said. It is not there in the real world. It is said that a fish rots from the head, and we always hear it, but we have not paid keen interest on it. I'm not going to be so long in my submission, but people are...
You've been so long already.
Yes, and it is better to have someone submit, and we have one, at least, or two, three, but when they are meaningful. Other than wanting to listen to this one, the other one, and everyone is giving short and half-baked information. So, what I'm saying is that we have people in authority, and they occupy positions that can deliberate on such matters. But the problem is someone is making a policy so that in the future, 2, 3 years, 5 years from now, he is or she is not affected by that policy. So, if you have, because corruption is a deliberate act, and someone is going to do each and everything to dodge the law. But at the end of the day, if you are caught by the law, someone has been in a corruption scandal for about 5 billion, and the law will say, imprison him or her 5 years. And according to law, those are 2 years, 2.5 years in reality. That is day and night. 5 years, that is 2.5 years in reality. Someone will be out of the prison, and the money is going to be in his empires. So the penalty of corruption is not scaring anyone, and I'm here, I'm too young, so I will have nothing to fear if I become corrupt, and I will be involved in a 5 billion scandal at the end of 2.5 years, 2.5 years, and I will be having an empire.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you very much. I had wished that you would give a lady. We have had a series of gentlemen speaking, but you can submit.
Thank you so much. My name is Bashir Umal, and before anything goes, allow me stand on the protocol already observed. I'm from the mighty School of Education, and I really am amused by today's theme, but unfortunately, we are all agreeing that we have a problem amidst us. So the status quo is that we have this heavy giant called the corruption amidst us. And now, the discomfort and the perplexing nature that you are seeing amongst the plenary is drawn from the fact that, number one, the government, much as the head of state is saying that we have units, we have anti-corruption, you have the IG and all that do the auditing and some other things. But they do not, most of the times, implement what they are speaking about. So we are having a trouble with the implementation. Now, moving forward, what do we need to do? We need to look at things like education awareness and sensitization. We need to inculcate such anti-corruption programs in our education system. Like for us at the Mighty School of Education, we need to say that now we need some education policies to be incorporated in the curricula, such that the young generation, the learners, by the time they reach the end of the education cycle, they are at least aware that anti-corruption does a lot of bad things. As I conclude, Mr. Moderator, there should be civic competence. Like our dear colleague from the School of Law has well stated, that for them, after the government failing to listen to them, they took it upon themselves to mobilize and pull up a force to alert the government that something is going on and you are not listening to us. Therefore, this is a starting point, we agree, but now you should, as the guests are there, Colonel Nakalema and the rest, you should at least take our voices as serious, and you see that actions are really taken. Because if we continue talking and by the end of the day we leave everything here, it won't do us good. I submit.
Protocol observed. My name is Rina Kankunda. I am a second-year student of journalism and communication. I was yet to address to you, Mr. Moderator, that corruption starts when you're only choosing males to contribute to this cause, but you finally worked on that. As journalists, or the media being the fourth estate in releasing or unleashing what these corrupt leaders do, I feel like we've suffered a lot in this cause. But anyway, to start with, it starts with us. We've had youth parliament. What has it done to the cause of fighting corruption? We might be here arguing, saying our leaders, but even us as the youth parliament, I have not had any youth leader do something about this. It starts with the guild president, Mr. Nsamba, listening to our views and our problems and being able to stand with us and help us deal with them. Anyway, away from that, if I were president, or if I were elected president, the first thing I would do is fire all ministers and MPs, because without any apologies, unapologetic, no one has done anything for us. It starts with our leaders making these ministers and members of parliament more comfortable by giving them more cars and more allowances than working on hospitals. They are more concerned about, you cannot tell me you are having units that fight corruption when the units you're having or the people that you're having, you are making them more comfortable to make us suffer than making us comfortable, because I'm giving you more cars. If you're sick, I'll take you to Kenya. You're worked on. I was so disturbed by the Prime Minister during the Chitezi instance when the people were telling her about their problems, the people they've lost their property, and she's making fun of it. And she's laughing about it because she knows she has a mansion that she'll go to after. Therefore, if they cannot listen to us in a nice way, if they cannot listen to us in a nice way, I promise you, we shall still march to Parliament, and we shall still get more creative with our peaceful, in capital letters, peaceful protests. So it's up to them to listen to us, or we shall get more creative and we shall still march to Parliament.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. All protocol observed. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, good afternoon. My name is Senator Churchill James. To our dear guests, it goes down to a question of meritocracy. You see, everyone is talking about what is being done, but who does these things and who selects them? You see, it is very unfair that the people in important positions are not voted by the public. For example, ministers, the Minister of Finance, all ministers, prime ministers, are not voted by the general populace, which is not a problem because these are ideologies that way back from the 1800s. A famous writer in Woodrow Wilson spoke about trying to separate bureaucracy from politics, but unfortunately it is impossible. Our dear Professor Barnabas Nawangwe, besides deliberating about administrative issues, we would literally request that you advocate for students. These are students that study ethics, students that are meritable when it comes to serving people, because we are being taught, unless we are being taught to leave university and get back to the streets. But these jobs, these positions belong to people that are meritable. Makerere University, being a premier university, in the long run gets 2, 3, 4, 5 students that serve the nation. Why are we being educated and we can't be given jobs that we're qualifying for? It should be a dialogue between you and the people that are in charge of these things. We have an entire course unit of ethics in public administration. My class is full of maybe 150 students that do the day class, but I'm sure maybe 1 or 2, and out of technical know-how will get these jobs. Kindly, let's take it back to technical know-how rather than technical know-how. Maybe that way we can serve the country best. Thank you.
Thank you. We need God also, yeah. Praise God.
I'm called by the name Sakalomasi. I've been working as a translator that side of Katwe, where most of the Karamojongs live. Not all of them are street kids. Some of them do their crafts work there. And that is where most of their customers have. And most of the times they sell their things in town. Like in Ginger Road, they sell them. But that time of summit, when the ministers came from different parts of the country to Uganda, most of them were being captured. The children, especially the children, because they claimed that they were on the streets, yet they were not. They were picked from their houses. And up to now, they are still in Masolita. And even including the family of Pastor, he has been following up and they have not released these children. And when they keep these children, they claim that they are taking them to school. And when you as a parent take long without being with your child, even if your child finishes school and comes back, the child will deny you as a parent. The child can say that you're not my father or you're not my mother. Why? Because they have already achieved the life that they wanted without you. And then I also have an organization called Karamoja Children's Ministry. It's not yet registered. And I got a lot of threats saying that I will be arrested because, first of all, it's not registered. Yet it is something that I came up with my own doing, saying, let me try to help. Because these children lack education, and it's something that we have been like trying. I tried to get some of the volunteers who are Karamojongs around there. Like they told me like they would work with me. But of course, we don't have the money to register for the organization. And yeah.
Yes.
We also have other projects that we are helping with, like for example, the tailoring, the hairdressing, and so on. We don't get support anywhere because it's not yet registered. And I would like to know, like, if I would not operate, if I'm not allowed to operate because I'm not registered.
My name is Moses Omujugujugu. I am a third-year law student, and I'm a GRC of debating union. But most importantly, the leader of opposition of the 90th Guild government. Of course, I am also a member of the 34th National Students' Council. He's my speaker. According to the Auditor General's report, he says Uganda loses 10 trillion shillings annually. That's very appalling. And it should make everyone really scratch his head. But before we go that far, why don't we begin with Makerere University? Why do I say so? Isn't also excessive abuse of power corruption? Why do I say so? As I've told you, I'm a GRC of debating union. They told me yesterday we were supposed to have a forum. They said all student gatherings were banned. Why? Because they don't want us to discuss about the issue of fees policy. Why? Why? Thank you. When you talk about it, before you leave where you have been talking about it from, you'll find a suspension letter in the dean's office. Why? Colleagues, Makerere University, we are heading for what we call institutional anarchy. Makerere University is bleeding. It's bleeding. And you don't want to hear these things. My brother here was warned. This gentleman, our Prime Minister. We have student power. We have voted. I went through a very hot contested election at law school. But when I want to present their issues, I am suspended. I am warned. Isn't that one corruption? Colleagues, you pay guild fee of 13,000. You multiply by the number of students. But here, they give us around 200 million, 328 millions out of the 1.2 billion. When you ask where is the 800 millions, they say you are going to suspend you. Isn't that one corruption? So, in other words, people before us, they are saying eating is okay and we should also eat. That is corruption. That's what they are showing us. That they can root, and rooting is okay. Madam Nakalema, as I conclude, Isingiro District received the 36 billion from World Bank for USMID to do roads as a refugee hosting district. But that money was shared by the leaders. We made noise. They said, your noise means nothing. Pick it up. I thank you.
Yes, he has made his point clear. Let's have a submission from...
Thank you so much. I would like to start by saying this. Since I was born in this world, I have never seen any stupid person who starts slaughtering the cows by cutting the ears. I am a teacher of economics and mathematics. When I set a question for students, and the student is giving me the least important point, I either give them a half or no marks. When a student is giving me the basic answers, I must give full marks. Why are we here? Someone was saying, fish start rotting from the head. Let us leave this small elementary thing of saying corruption start with you, me, family one. The basic thing is that let us concentrate on the government. And the reason why corruption exists in this Uganda, in particular, is just because we lack economic transformation. Because someone is giving 5 million to buy a job for 500, does not know the value of 5 million. And now my question goes to the people in front, and I should ask it in this way. What are some of the basic and fundamental procedures that this country has so far done to ensure there is economic transformation? Even we have seen government bringing project, and this money is just like something people are saying, Museveni has given us money. The government has given us this money. Youth livelihood project has been there, it has done nothing. PDM is still running there, people are enjoying. Others, I know they are still coming. So when we don't transform this country, we are going nowhere. The last one, look at Kampala. You call it a capital city. But I am an economist. In the context of development, Kampala is a very beautiful village. Look at some of the things that are being done here. And you call it a capital city. People are here confessing, when you go to Gulu, Mbara, Jinya, they are beautiful than Kampala. Why? Because of corruption. Please let me stop here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Umara is my name.
Kindly give the gentleman in white.
Well, before I say anything further, Professor went so gross when a gentleman there was addressing the president of this country as simply Museveni. True, he lacked decorum in his submission. But that is the biggest challenge we are having. Professor, you should have noted the agony in his submission. Let us not focus. The big deal was, I believe his parents raised him well. His parents raised him well. He knows that the president of Uganda is supposed to be addressed as the president. But at the moment, the president is pushing him to the wall to forget that the president must bear the title of president. With all due respect, Professor, of late we had ladies go to the parliament naked. That was too much. Honestly, it was too much. And everybody was giving attention to the fact that these ladies went naked in public. We did not give attention to the fact that they felt so pushed. I wouldn't want to get my nudes or my body seen by the public. But we need to look at what pushes me to the wall to get my body opened to the public. That is what we are supposed to give attention. I quoted the Prime Minister. He said that Colonel Edith Nakalema came here for roasting. I don't know whether you have been roasted enough, but please answer this. Is corruption a national problem and a call that we must answer? You could simply say yes or no. Thank you so much, Doctor. This is my next question. Is the government against corruption? Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you so much, Colonel. If the government is against corruption, why does the government go ahead to incarcerate, to detain the people that go on streets to peacefully, I will quote, peacefully demonstrate against corruption? Doctor, oh, my apologies.
She is Kano.
I'm used to addressing lecturers. But yes, I need to change a bit. So yes, Kano, in an event that you realized that you and I were working together to achieve one goal, wouldn't you agree and we synergize? Choose to work together. This is driving me to my next question. I think I've already paused it. Why doesn't the government synergize with us? The synergy I'm talking about is not this dialogue. This has happened, I think, for the last 10 years. That is when I started following these issues. It has happened for the last 10 years, and I want to be honest with you, Doctor. I am reliably informed there is no progress. I have sources telling me I pray and I believe they are reliable. In about 2021, the report was about 9.4 trillion loss in corruption. And I think 2022, 2023, it's now 10 trillion. So, tukolachi. I'm being honest with us. The fact is, people were busy. They chose to attend this. This is supposed to be signal enough to show us that we are now to the world. The gentleman said people are angry. We are angry. Doctor, please, Kano, please, before you go, tell me why, or tell us why the government incarcerates, why the government detains, why the government pushes or punishes the people who choose to peacefully go against corruption.
Thank you very much.